Good evening and welcome to the second meeting of the 14th Council of the Town of Happy Valley-Goose. First, I'll move to adopt the agenda of the second meeting, today's meeting. Do I have a mover to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Laurie Dyson. We have a seconder.
Second.
Seconded by Councillor Denise Rumbold. Any discussion?
Mayor, I would like to amend the agenda to add a motion under protective services for public safety.
Okay, so I believe this requires 2/3 votes of council to amend the agenda. Do we have a seconder to amend the agenda to include an item under protective services? Moved by Deputy Mayor Hobbs, Compton Hobbs, and seconded by Councillor Winters. Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay, we have no delegations today. So moving to correspondence, we had some correspondence coming in. Congratulations letters to council and mayor on being elected to the 14th council. It's there in your package. You want to read the correspondence. Move into the adoption of previous minutes, the 84th minutes of the September 23rd, 2025 meeting. Do I have a mover? Moved by Councillor Williams, seconder.
I'll second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? No discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those against? Motion carried. Adoption of the 85th minutes, October 1st, 2025. You have a mover, please. Moved by Councillor Odell, seconded by Councillor Laurie Dyson. Any discussion? No discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. The next adoption of minutes for the first minutes of the 14th Council, October 19th, 2025. Do we have a mover, please?
October what?
October the 9th, 2025.
Yep, so moved.
Moved by Councillor Dyson, seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Okay.
Discussion.
Any discussion on that? No? No discussion? Okay. Motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Those against? None against? Motion carried. Okay, it says on the motion of committee of the whole, so is that a typo on the agenda for today?
No, it's under there 1, 2, 3, 4, just
Number-
committees under the committee of the
Okay,
whole.
sorry,
Reports.
committees.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so we'll move right into discussion on committees. Finance, Administration, and Policy Committee. I believe Councillor Rumbold will put forward the report, please.
Thank you, Mayor. The Finance, Admin, and Policy Committee has not yet been formed, so Council, as Committee of a Whole, met and discussed all items as a full council. So at that time, during our Committee of a Whole, we discussed our applications for discretionary land use, Crown land applications, home-based businesses, and we do have, I do believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 recommendations to follow, resulting from the discussion that was held during the Committee of a Whole. I don't have a report to present, so I'm not going to ask you to accept a report because at this point in time, we're in transition and there really isn't a report. Anybody in the public who is viewing, who is interested, that live feed of our Committee of a Whole meeting is available presently on our Facebook page, and I believe will be moved to our YouTube channel as per policy, as per norm at some point in the future. But right now it is still able to be viewed on our Facebook page. Okay.
Great.
So
So there is no report as such?
there is no report as such until we get to a committee structure. But yeah, there were 6 recommendations that came out of the full council Committee of a Whole meeting.
Okay, great.
So I can proceed with the recommendations, or if you wanted to go through each of the,
Yeah, well, I think like in terms of, well, there's no report, just basically your update, if council, if that's, you're moving your update, I guess, and council can second that? Somebody can second her.
I'll second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. No discussion? Any discussion? No discussion? Okay, all in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, you can move into your recommendations. please.
Okay. So our first item of business, voting delegates, Municipalities Newfoundland and Labrador Annual General Meeting. The Finance, Admin, and Policy Committee recommends council appoint Mayor Bert Pomeroy and Councillor Lori Dyson as voting delegates at the Municipalities Newfoundland and Labrador Annual General Meeting being held in Corner Brook, Newfoundland, November the 20th to the 22nd, 2025.
Okay, so moved. Seconder,
I'll
please.
second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? Counselor?
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Just for the information of the general public, this is something where we will have 3 members of council attending, but each municipality is able to have 2 voting delegates, and that is something that must be voted on by council, which is why we're presenting it in this format.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion?
We only have 2 going, correct?
What's that?
We only got 2 listed here going.
3 people
There's 3
attending,
people,
2
2
voting delegates.
2 vote, okay.
Yep.
Yep. So even though we have 3 that will attend, all 3 are not able to vote, so you'll have
Oh, yeah, I understand.
municipalities that'll send different numbers. So these are the 2 that we have agreed will be our voting delegates.
Can we say who the third is, or no?
What's that?
Can we say who the third is?
Oh,
or
yeah,
that's
we,
not-
oh, yeah,
Okay.
as far as
Yeah.
who's
Doesn't make-
attending, so we do have 3 counselor, we have 3 representatives, so the mayor, and Councillor Dyson and Councillor Williams will be attending, but Mayor Pomeroy and Councillor
Yes.
Dyson
This
will
is
be our
just
voting
based-
delegates.
Sorry,
Yeah.
but this is just based on the recommendation.
Right, the
motion.
recommendation is just for
Yes,
the
yes.
voting
Yeah,
delegates.
yeah,
Yep.
okay, no.
Okay, any other discussion? None heard? Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next
Number 2.
item is to rescind policy A0044, youth representative. The Finance, Administration, and Policy Committee recommends that council rescind policy A0044 as the New Towns and Local Service District Act, TLSDA, does not allow for this provision.
Okay, so moved. Seconder?
Second.
Seconded by Councillor Dyson. Any discussion? None heard? Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Okay, our next item is our uncollectible accounts receivable policy. The Finance, Admin, and Policy Committee recommends that council approve the uncollectible accounts receivable policy as presented and direct administration to implement the policy effective immediately, including an annual report of write-offs and recoveries as part of the town's year-end financial reporting.
Okay, so moved. Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Odell. Any comments? Any discussion? Councillor Rumble, please.
Again, Mayor, just as an information piece, this is a new policy that was required as we didn't previously have anything that would guide us in this process. So more or less a housekeeping item. I don't think we'll change our behaviors, but we'll now have a structured policy to follow, correct? I'm looking at the CAO, yes. Okay.
Thank you. Any other comments? None being heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, our next item is a property and business tax exemption from the Labrador Friendship Center. So we have a property tax exemption request for the Labrador Friendship Center. We have this in, I'm assuming, I'm looking at the CAO, we can do this in one voting motion, or do we have to do 3 separate votes for each par ID? Okay, so this is item D, but number 1 is a property tax exemption request from the Labrador Friendship Center. The Finance, Admin, and Policy Committee recommends that council approve 100% tax relief for property tax for 2026 for specific to par ID 079574.
Okay, so moved.
Second.
Seconded by Councillor Dyson. Any discussion?
Yeah, I do.
Councillor Odell?
Yes, I'm just thinking, with the revenue stream of the Labrador Friendship Center and their, I guess, 100% tax relief for the property, which is a substantial amount of property within this community, does it make sense to be 100% with something of this size? I mean, these are not, the Labrador Friendship Center has been around for a while. They have a large revenue stream. They do a lot of business. They have their own financial, I guess, agendas for operational costs and whatnot and so forth. And I'm just thinking with regards to the town providing 100% compared to a percentage, does it make sense?
Somebody else can jump in,
I'll
Counselor,
speak.
or Deputy Mayor.
Labrador Friendship Center is a nonprofit organization.
I agree.
They do not have the revenue that you're referring to, because if they did, they wouldn't qualify for this nonprofit policy. There has to be a 20,000 less net income per year.
Yep.
So they qualify for 100% based on their finances that they presented.
Okay, Counselor Rumble?
Yeah, just in addition to that, so it isn't a discretion of council thing. It's not that we decided that, oh, okay, we're gonna give this one 80%, we're gonna give this 100. There is a structured guideline through the policy. So it says if your income falls in this range, you're eligible for a 25% reduction.
Right.
This range is 50, 75, up to 100. So they met the parameters for 100. So it wasn't a decision of ours per se, as opposed to where they fell in the structured policy.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
I was just questioning
Yep.
the total amount and with regards to the information that was presented. That's all.
Okay, Counselor Dyson?
Yeah, just to comment on that as well. Part of this process obviously is that they present their financials to the town. So it's all outlined there. But speaking from an AGM, I usually attend the Friendship Center AGM, and they have a detailed breakdown of the money that they make and what they put out. So I think this is a really good move as well.
Okay. Any other comments? No? I'll just comment that it took a long time to develop a policy for not-for-profits in the community. It's not perfect.
No.
It's not perfect, and, we'll have to fine-tune it as we go, as with any other policy. I guess you adjust it accordingly when needed to. And, but I think we're seeing that this policy is actually working for some. Now, will it work for everybody? We'll have to wait and see. And I think that we're going to see over the next little while that some other not-for-profits that will be coming forward with their information, and we'll see then exactly how that policy is working.
Yeah.
But I think right now, and it's only been a short while, it hasn't been a year yet. I think it came in effect, CAO, this past spring, perhaps?
November 28th.
Oh, so it's almost been a
2024.
year, almost been a year, so, and it's really our first year of getting to see people bring in their documentation to see whether the policy is working, so.
Okay.
And we'll review it, periodically to determine whether adjustments need to be made, so. Okay, nothing else, so we'll call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, none against, motion carried.
Okay, item 2 of item D. The Finance Administration and Policy Committee that recommends that council approve 100% tax relief for business tax for 2026 for Power ID 079574001.
So moved,
I'll second.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
None against, motion carried.
Okay, the final component of this one, the Finance Administration and Policy Committee recommends that council approve 100% tax relief for business tax for 2026 for Power ID 079533001.
Okay, so moved. Seconder? Seconded by Councillor Williams. Any discussion? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
None against, motion carried.
Okay, my next item, MMC Female Soccer Team Sponsorship Request. The Finance Administration and Policy Committee recommends that council deny a donation to the Millie Mountain Collegiate Female Soccer Team as the student travel policy has been abolished and the request does not meet the criteria of our donation policy F0020.
Okay, so moved. Do we have a seconder, please?
I'll second.
seconded by Councillor Dyson. Any discussion? None heard? Okay, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None against? Motion carried. Okay, I think that's it for you, Councillor?
Possibly, and
For
unless we're
now.
going right into CPD.
Community Development and Planning, so we'll move
Back
on
to me.
back to you again.
So again, as previously stated, I'll do a verbal report as we are in our transitionary stages. So council, as committee of a whole, met to discuss each of our committees. So Community Planning and Development, at the time of our committee of a whole, we had several items come forward in front of us. We had home-based business applications, we had Crown land applications, we had discretionary land use applications, we had a couple of policies that need to be implemented. So there was wholehearted discussion by all of council, and I look forward to us, having a committee structure in the near future. But at this point in time, I would like to request that you accept a verbal report of a general overview of our community planning and development that was held during our committee of a whole.
Okay, so moved. Seconder? Seconded by Councillor Winters. Any discussion? None being heard. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None against. Motion carried.
Okay, and again, this one had 9 resolutions that came out of it. Starting at the beginning, we have a discretionary land use application, 53 Cartwright Road. The Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council deny the discretionary land use application. While the application complies with all regulations and requirements, the opinions of the citizens living in this area are to be addressed.
So moved. Do we have a seconder?
I don't know if,
Yeah, I don't know if you would consider yourself in a conflict or not,
would I be in conflict for that?
because you're a signatory to the petition.
Based on the information that was provided in the package, yeah.
Yeah, remove yourself, just to be safe.
So Councillor Dyson is declaring a conflict, and she will sit in the gallery until we present this motion and vote on it. Okay, so we have a mover. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Winters, was it you that seconded the motion?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think I did, but if I did.
Because I seen 2 hands go up at the same time. So, okay, moved by Councillor Winters. Any
Second,
discussion?
second by-
Sorry, seconded by Councillor Winters. Any discussion?
Yeah, I just got something. It says here, like, I don't know if this is just wording or a procedure, but it says Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council. This was committee of the whole, so there was no committee, so it was basically the entire council. Am I correct in saying that?
That's correct.
Committee as a whole.
But there was no decision made.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but it says here in the wording, the Community Planning and Development Committee, but there's no committee.
This was not done by us.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it should say committee of the whole, community of the whole.
And these are all of them.
They're all worded the same way.
They're all worded the same way.
Same
because
with
it
our
still falls
finance.
under that department.
Yeah.
All
Same
right.
as on previous council, when
Yeah.
you moved to committee of the whole, you still kept the committee names for the recommendations?
Yeah. And we'll move back.
Yeah,
to
but
that
even
structure.
then, we had, like, when we were at committee of the whole, it was only people that were on the committee that voted for the recommendations.
Well, we didn't vote, we just discussed as committee of the whole, but when it came to public meeting, we
Yeah,
voted,
Okay, no, I'm-
right?
Yeah. No.
But I'd just like to speak to that a
Okay,
little bit,
Council-
Mayor.
Deputy Mayor?
There was quite a few people who signed a petition that were against this, this application. There's a lot of seniors in that area, so, you have to consider when that many people, I don't remember the number, I'm gonna think 50 or 60 CAO that
64.
I'm one, and there were a couple others in addition to the petition.
So possibly up to 70 people were against this, this construction of a apartment building in that area. So when you got that many people, and in that area, there's so many seniors living on that street, you have to take that into consideration.
Yep. Okay, any other comments? Councilor Rumble.
Thank you, Mayor. So I will be voting to deny as per the recommendation. However, I do have comments and concerns. So unfortunately, as the Deputy Mayor stated, it was a little bit convoluted, because when you did a deeper dive, as many of us did in our council packages, there were 61 signatures. Unfortunately, there were not 61 households. Several of those signatures were illegible. Many of the people did not live directly on Cartwright Road. They lived in adjacent streets or areas. It's unfortunate that they did not provide their printed names and their street addresses. Because, you know, if we're taking it into consideration of, you know, the people adjacent to the property, or people in the neighborhood were concerned, and there were enough of them for me to be in favor of voting to deny. So that, you know, if there were 12 people on Cartwright Road that were objecting to this development, then that is enough for me. But I just think we need to be really careful when we're looking at petitions in particular, knowing that, you know, you can't, again, if you look in your council package, many illegible signatures, many people who do not live on Cartwright Road. So we need to just tread a little carefully when we take the weight of numbers into consideration, because to say that we had 61 signatures would give the public the impression that we had 61 people on Cartwright Road, which is incorrect. So, like I said, there were enough of the residents in the area that I will vote in favor of denying the land use application. But it's a difficult one, and knowing that we have a housing shortage, knowing that this is, you know, something where we had somebody who presented a very good architect's plans for grass, plans for landscaping. It's not an easy decision to make, and I am basing my decision on the opinions of the citizens that I verified were living in that area. But yeah, just, you know, I think we just need to take it all, like, it's no good to say that there were 61 immediate residents.
Okay, any other comments?
just to add to
Just
that-
have Councilor
oh,
O'Donnell.
sorry.
Yeah, no, so anyways, with regards to that, personally for me, I'm looking at the information that was put in with regards to this application. It was done tastefully, with a well-developed plan. If there were stipulations, say you're required to have driveways, grass and whatnot to make this property fit in with the existing structure of that street, that could be something that was added or to the applicant. But with regards to, like you said, it's a well-developed structure, the plans are placed, it's not something that's outside the norm for that street. I think it's tasteful what he's trying to do there for that street, considering what was there previously. So it makes a difference from what was there previously, but it's a new addition, new home. Definitely would add to the appeal to the street as well with new development there. And for me, I don't see anything wrong with that, considering that it met all the criteria of the town to build there. And we had stepped lightly with regards to what we're doing, because if we're going to walk down this path of saying who can build what where, and it comes to the council to decide on that every single time, we better be careful of walking that approach too as well. So just to be clear that everything in my mind is in order, taken regard with regards to the petition and who put their names on the petition, but with regards to the application and all the information that was provided in that application, I would be able to deny.
Okay, just, I think Councilor Winters was wanting to make comment prior to.
Yeah, for me, it was, I reached out to Mark McCreadis, what's his title? Yeah.
GIS.
Yeah, and for me, it was I see what you're saying, Councilor O'Dell, it was, everything was laid out, but like with regards to the engineering, it's a big building. It's 60 feet across, and I think it leaves 15 feet on either side and minimal space in the back and minimal in the front. So for me, it's more along the lines of, okay, you're putting a huge structure when regular houses are there. For me, it would be, like, I would probably approve a twoplex or duplex, but not a fourplex, which is what it is, right?
Okay, Deputy Mayor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, the same thing, basically. We all know that housing is shortage is a big issue in the community. But, you know, in the lower valley, Cartwright Road, all of us are familiar with the streets. They're pretty close. So whether they lived on Cartwright or Hilton River Road or Grenfell, you know, the ones behind them are impacted. The ones on the other side of the road are impacted. You know, everyone is using that area. So that's a significant amount of people that are signing a petition. I got, you know, nothing against the applicant or what he's trying to do. I think is a wonderful addition to the community. And as Councilor Winter said, I would probably look at a duplex rather than a fourplex as well. But, yeah, it's just, we have to consider the number of people that oppose this.
Okay, thank you. The only thing I'll add on this here is that, I mean, it is discretionary of council. These decisions are not always easy sometimes. There is a housing shortage in our community. There are other fourplexes on that street. Maybe not to the same extent as this one might be or would be. But I think the issue I see sometimes, like, I know we're required to advertise discretionary land use applications, and the only means in which we do that really is online, and I think we post the discretionary land use application at the town office and maybe at the arena, 3 places in town. Is that correct? Is that what we're required to do?
For discretionary land use?
Yeah, are we required to post those publicly, or is it just on social media?
Well, it's publicly, and our method is through our website and social media.
So, and the question came to me a few times since the committee of the whole, regarding the fact that not everybody is on social media. A lot of seniors may not be engaged on social media, and I know that a lot of times have changed a lot since the days of the newspaper or even the local radio station, where you can run an ad pretty well, you know, every week for these types of things. We had an incident on Michelin Street probably about 4 or 5 months ago maybe, where a discretionary land use application had been advertised. Nobody responded until after the fact, after the decision of council. So I don't know what we as a council may have to consider, maybe amending some kind of a policy or that ensures that adjacent property owners are informed about these discretionary land use applications in the future. How we do that, I don't know if it's having the enforcement officer or compliance officer or somebody that would actually go to the adjacent property owners and leave a a flyer or a piece of information at the residence to advise them of the what's happening around their neighborhoods. And I think that would take care of some of the concerns that people have of not seeing these applications in the future. A lot of people are online, but I guess not everybody. So that's just my only thoughts on that.
And
So
then-
no more?
No,
Okay,
I just one more thing with regards to.
just one more
how we-
comment.
what's that?
Just go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was just saying one more thing with regards to how do you alleviate those concerns? Is it as a council or as a town, we can decide what street gets what, whether single dwellings or whatever? Because right
No.
now, there's not a street in this community that doesn't have something. So, I mean, there's not a street that doesn't have an apartment building or apartment in the basements or duplexes or triplexes or whatever.
Yeah.
So basically, we have created a town pretty much to say, do what you want and we'll continue with it after.
Well, I
It's
don't,
changed over time, but it was a policy
Yeah.
where basically people were putting what they wanted, where they wanted to all the time. So it's either we continue down the same path where it comes to the council for decisions, and are we treating
Just another
every
discussion.
applicant equally? So the last person that did something like this probably got approved. The next person didn't get approved.
Yeah.
The next person, so again, whatever we do going forward, and I have no issues with how anybody votes on any of these topics, but we need to make sure that we're consistent going forward. So anybody that's putting an application in the future, similar to this application, they know where they stand to. And they should not have the ability to get it passed when someone else didn't. and if it's the same situation, so.
And
we gotta be
again,
careful.
that comes down to our development regulations and
Yeah.
what's required under those regulations.
Yeah.
And some developments are permitted, which wouldn't even come to council.
Right.
When there are discretionary uses, it has to come to council and it has to be a majority of council.
And again, just based on discretionary use only, so if we're gonna follow a policy with.
And not every
discretionary use-
zone, like, there's not I don't think there's discretionary uses in all zones, but there's, particularly in residential zones, there are some.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And just remember, part of that discretionary use does require public
Consultation.
notice.
Yeah.
So if you have no response to one, and you do have response to another, you do have to take those into account. So you can't make it all cut and dry, otherwise it would be in permitted use, not discretionary.
Yeah, it wouldn't be discretionary if it's,
No, I mean, like I said, if it's discretionary use property, then obviously we should try to follow the same guidelines within
Yeah.
discretionary use
Exactly.
guidelines.
normally
Which
we
we
would,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get comments, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get petitions, sometimes you don't, so
Okay.
it depends on the circumstance. Okay.
Mayor Pomeroy, I just wanted
Okay.
to say one thing as
Councillor
well.
Williams?
Yeah, there was just one thing I wanted to pick up from the application, and what they had said was unfavorable situations caused by apartment dwellings. And I just wanted to point out that I think that affordable housing or apartment dwellings are not threats to neighborhoods. I think it's part of inclusion. I think it's part of stability and healthy communities. And I just didn't like that wording. And I know there were the petition that was signed that exactly said that, but there were also some letters there with statements made that I don't think were researched, like increase in traffic, when we know that's 5% increase in traffic. So I think that once we get these applications, I don't know if there's anybody who vets them or anybody who reads them, and makes note to things that may necessarily not be true. And the unfavorable situations caused by apartment dwellings, I don't know, I think that's a pretty bold statement to make.
Okay. All right, so we'll move into call for a vote. All those in favor of denying the application?
Aye.
All right,
Okay,
Aye.
we have Councillor
Put my hand back up.
Councillor Rumble, Councillor Williams. Those against? I'm not against, but I'm for. You're against, Councillor Odell?
I'm approving it, or not denying it.
You're not denying
You
it?
guys denied it,
Right.
correct? So I'm not denying it, so I'm approving it.
Okay, so just for the record that
Yes.
Against.
he opposed the recommendation.
Or opposed it, yes.
All right, next one, please.
We'll wait for Councillor Dyson to
Oh,
rejoin
yes,
us.
Councillor Dyson. You were looking very comfortable up there for a while.
We don't want her to get too comfortable because she's got ball game sleepiness. Okay, item letter B, home-based business application at 12 Diefenbaker. The Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council approve the home-based business application Clearview Disposal Services located at 12 Diefenbaker, which will operate a phone, internet, email-only home office for contracting services, subject to compliance with all the town's regulations and conditions.
So moved. We have a seconder.
I'll second.
Seconded by Councillor Williams. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
all right.
None against? Motion carried.
Next one is a home-based business application for 44 Windsor Drive. The Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council approve the home-based business application at 44 Windsor Drive for the operation of a phone, internet, email-only home office for a mobile hair cutting service. So we had Clearview Disposal for the previous. We don't have a name for this one. I don't normally read out the applicant name, do we in this case?
There was no name on the
Okay.
application if you.
So this is a mobile hair cutting service, Karina Hines, subject to compliance with all the town's regulations and conditions.
So moved. We have a seconder. Seconded by Councillor Williams. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None against. Motion carried. Next one,
Okay.
please.
Item D, 371 Hamilton River Road, Crown Lands application. The Community Planning and Development Committee recommends that council provide no objection to Crown Lands application 36241, located at 371 Hamilton River Road. on the condition that future development complies with the town's development regulations.
Okay, so moved. Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? Councilor Rumble.
Thank you, Mayor. Just pulling that one up, I just wanted to clarify because we're saying that we're going to provide no objection to Crown Land's application, but I think it's worth noting just for clarity that it's not a new Crown Lands application. I have to get it in front of me. 36241, is this the one where we're turning a lease into a grant?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Yes.
No? Yes?
No,
This is not that one, okay. It is, yes.
It is too,
yes,
yes.
it
This
is.
one
Oh,
is
there's
too.
two there, is
There's
it?
two.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's,
okay.
okay, yeah, so that's just a clarity piece. It's not a new Crown Lands application, and that's just for the information of the public. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
None against, motion carried.
Okay. The next one, 2 Loring Drive, Crown Lands application 73912. The Community Planning and Development Committee recommends that council provide no objection to Crown Lands application 73912, located at 2 Loring Drive, on the condition that future development complies with the town's development regulations. And just before I finish that, just to note, it's the same situation.
Okay, thank you. Motion's in order. Do we have a seconder, please? Councilor, or Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote.
Aye.
None against, motion carried.
Okay, the next item is 512.
Mayor?
Oh,
Mayor?
actually, I'll pause. I'll pause.
I'm gonna do clear conflict in this one.
Okay, Councilor, or Deputy Mayor, I'll get used to call you Deputy Mayor yet. Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs is declaring a conflict, and we'll wait till she sits in the gallery.
Okay.
Okay,
The
go.
Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council provide no objection to Crown Lands application 131832, located at 512 Groves Point, to transfer this location from a lease to a grant on the condition that any future development complies with the town's development regulations and that the applicant acknowledges the following definition under the Happy Valley-Goose Bay Development Regulations 2018 to 2028, Section 5.6.8. Definition: cottage means a dwelling unit designed or intended for seasonal or recreational use and is not intended for use as permanent living quarters and does not include a vehicle as defined under the Highway Traffic Act 1990.
I'll second that.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Councilor Dyson. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None against, motion carried.
Okay, we'll wait for
We'll
Deputy
wait
Mayor
for,
to
Deputy Mayor
resume
to
her
return to
seat. Okay, our next item, 28 Grand Lake Road, Crown Lands application 164179. The Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council provide no objection to Crown Lands application 164179, located at 28 Grand Lake Road, on the condition that future development complies with the town's development regulations.
Okay, so moved. We have a seconder. Councilor Odell. Any discussion? Councilor Rumble.
Just an information point again, Mayor, just to state that I believe this was brought before council before, and at that point, there was objection provided because of zoning issues, but our applicant has returned to us with an amended application that now fits the development regulations. So if anybody was wondering why this was not previously, I don't want to say approved, why objection was previously stated and is not now, it's because there has been an amendment made that now fits into the conformity.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any against? None against. Motion carried.
Okay, item H, public transit etiquette policy. The Community Planning and Development Committee recommends that council approve policy A0060, public transit etiquette, as presented.
So moved. We have a seconder. Second by Councillor Dyson. Any comments? Can you just give us a little
Sure,
overview of what that policy
absolutely.
states, please?
So, this is a brand-new policy that's being introduced. It will be, if it's passed here this evening, it'll be available on our town's website under policies and procedures. And the intent of the policy is to ensure that both town of Happy Valley Goose Bay employees, in being our bus drivers, and all passengers have a right to be treated with dignity and respect at all times without the risk of threatening behavior or violence. So the policy itself speaks to respect. It speaks to waste management, respectful behavior, it speaks to safety and efficiency, hygiene and comfort, and so things that, you know, you would expect to see in any public facility. The bus is no different. So, you know, we have rules governing smoking, garbage, the use of electronic devices, and as is allowed in most places, service animals necessary are welcome. So just outlines clear expectations for our passengers, which will help protect everybody who uses the bus as well as the staff that man it is
Okay, thank
intended.
you. Any further comments? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None against. Motion carried. Next one, please.
Okay, our final one is our social media policy, A0028. The Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council approve the amended policy, A0028, social media policy, as presented.
Okay, so moved. We have a seconder, please. Seconded by Councillor Williams. Any discussion? Councillor Rumble.
I'll give the brief overview of this one as well. The reason that this has appeared before council, so this was previously approved in 2012 and reviewed in 2016, but the town's social media policy is due for review after 9 years, so we've gone from 2016 to 2025. Many municipalities in the province and across Canada have reviewed their policies to reflect the current state of the digital age. So some of it is just simple housekeeping, like changing the word Twitter to X or the platform. Some of it is to refer to things like artificial intelligence. So more of a housekeeping item, but a very necessary one, just to make sure that we stay current and relevant.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
None against. Motion carried. Okay, thank you.
That is it for me, thank you.
So we'll move on to Protective Services and Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm heard that they can't hear us, so I gotta
Yeah.
put this mic right next to me. Much better. So yeah, I'll just give a update.
Update.
I'll give an update from the Committee of the Whole. As Councillor Rumble said earlier, we don't have our committee structured yet, so let's give an update. So we talked about fireworks bylaw. There's some work being done on that behind the scenes, and we'll bring that forward at the November meeting for further discussion with all of council. We were advised that the Garda security has been extended until the end of November. We talked about moving violations. I'd like to get an update from the CAO on the moving violations. I don't know if there's anything new since we met on October the 20th.
CL?
There's, nothing has changed yet. We have written to the new government, provincial government, to request a meeting to discuss further. And we do have our lawyers looking into something, but we don't have anything to release yet at this time.
Okay, thank you. Of course, I looked at the RCMP report for September, and the numbers are still very high.
699 complaints for the month of calls for the month of September. So people keep calling in. It's very important. The community safety plan, just had a brief discussion on that. Brian Davis continues to work on the community safety plan, and he will be engaged in the community in the next short while. So I'm happy to see that in place, the community safety plan. And I just wanted to put it there that the whole council met with the RCMP last night to talk about public safety, and so we'll be meeting with them regularly. And I also asked the engineer, Randy Dillon, for an update on the fire hall design, and I don't know if you got anything new tonight, Mr. Dillon?
No, Deputy Mayor, I don't have anything new. At that meeting, I actually emailed the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure for an update, and I still haven't had a response.
Okay, thank you. And that's it, Mayor, for the update on Protective Services Committee. I ask that you accept my update.
Okay, so moved. Seconder? Seconded by Councillor Dyson. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
None against. Motion carried. You have one recommendation?
I do, Mayor. Whereas residents are concerned about public safety in the community, and whereas the RCMP lacks adequate resources, and whereas the incoming provincial government has committed to improving public safety, be it resolved that Council formally asks the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador to provide additional support and resources to help address public safety concerns in Happy Valley-Goose Bay. Be it further resolved that the motion be sent to the incoming Premier, Minister of Justice and Public Safety, and the MHA for our district.
So moved. Motion's in order. Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Williams. Any comments, please?
Yeah, Mayor, I'd just like to say I'm happy to see this motion come forward tonight. I think public safety is out of control in Happy Valley-Goose Bay. Obviously, we all know about the fires that recently happened. So we have to start, we've been dealing with this for 10 years. We've never put a motion to the floor, so I'm happy to see this tonight on the 14th Council. I think everyone in the community would agree that public safety is out of control. And, we're elected as the 14th Council to represent this community and the residents. So it's time that we see some action. So I'm pleased to see this motion here tonight.
Okay. Any other comments?
I don't know if you'd wanted to briefly
Yeah.
mention.
Yeah, I'm going to make a comment there now, if nobody else got anything to say right now. So, I'll comment on that, and that, you're right, this is the first time I think that I can recall that there was actually a formal resolution brought forward by council to call on the government to provide the necessary supports and resources. We've had lots of discussions over the years, but nothing formally on record as requesting that. I'll just also note, and I'll get in more to it in the councillors forum, that this coming Saturday, we will hold a community public safety gathering at the Lawrence O'Brien Center at 1 p.m. We're still working through that, as you said, as the deputy mayor noted. The fires over the weekend kind of pushed this issue to the forefront again, and so we've had discussions on moving forward with an event taking place on Saturday to show solidarity. So I'll get into some more of that in the councillors forum, but right now the plan is to have an event on Saturday at 1 o'clock at the Lawrence O'Brien Center. So with that, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor of the resolution, motion?
Aye.
Aye. None against. Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Any more?
That's it for Protective Services, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Mayor. So now we'll move right into
Municipal Services.
municipal services.
And I'll give that
will
update.
be the Deputy Mayor as well. Thank you.
Okay, so again, we don't have our committee structured, so I'll give an update from Municipal Services from the Committee of the Whole that was held on October the 20th. No recommendations. I did ask the Director of Engineering, Randy Dillon, for an update on
current projects, and some of this has changed, Mr. Dillon, so if you can give us an update on the bike trail and any of the paving or the lighting of Loring Drive?
Yes, Deputy Mayor. The bike trail paving started today. It will be finished this week. With Loring Drive, the contractor won't have any time to do any other paving after this Friday. So there'll be no more paving on that lane on Loring Drive. I know our superintendent is going to see if he can patch it up to the best visibility. Other than that, there won't be a new lane there for this winter.
Thank you. And are there any other projects that you're working on? You don't have an update on the fire hall design, right? And the EV charger, we also talked about that for the public transit?
Yes, Deputy Mayor, the EV charger will be re-tendered again. It'll go out, I think, in a couple of days' time. Closing will be around the 13th, with the contract hopefully within a week, and substantial completion is projected to be at the end of December 30th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it for the update, Mayor, for Municipal Service, so I ask that you accept the update.
Yeah, so moved. The town engineer, comment?
Yes, just one other project, Deputy Mayor. The arms and the hardware for the traffic lights were shipped today. It should arrive next week, and the week after next, the installation should be done. So it'll take 3 or 4 days to get the installation completed.
Okay, thank you. So, call for a vote on the motion to accept. All those in favor?
Aye.
None against, motion carried. Okay, we'll move right into Community Services and Recreation, and Councillor Winters, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Just an overview of, just a quick overview of the manager's report. Action items. MMC soccer field, a lot of work has been done with what we have to work with. It will need a major investment at budget level, but department is doing what they can within their means until there's significant investment. The current club number two, the current club rental agreement is signed, so that can be now taken off of our action items. Summary operations. The Premier's Medal for Heritage. The town has nominated Eric Scoglin for his lifetime of work commitment to running culture in Valley-Goose Bay. I believe this is a great choice. Eric's been at this now for, must be going on 4 decades. Towns and Tunes, still in contact with council. Council will be meeting with the organizers in the near future. And Towns and Tunes is where we mirror 2 towns, one in the United States and one in Canada. There's some information in the council package there. You can see videos of what actually it means. YMCA, the meetings took place in late September. They were YMCA reminded of their commitment to prepare an updated 5-year projection. Their operations, they have hired a new manager of programs who will look after the aquatic and adult programs. The child care center now has 4 operating rooms with more than 50 children attending. Next update was with figure skating. They will be hosting a Christmas show during their regular ice time in December. They will be hosting regionals in January. Summer students' reports were completed. Funding. There were 3 different agencies provided funding, and 2 of the 3 payments were received. We were successful in one application with Active Linnell, and we received $10,000 for Kingston Park upgrade. The project will focus on repairing current walkways, new stone, some outdoor games such as shuffleboards, and supporting activities in the park. Next update, Happy Valley Day estimated attendance was between 200 and 300 people. Happy Valley Day was a great success, provided our community with a chance to come together and celebrate. The event featured a variety of activities and entertainment that were enjoyed by all attendees. Updates, Seniors Fund Day, a new banner was purchased to promote the event, was already ordered, has just been ordered. All right, and then facilities and equipment, the arena is now in winter operation. Change rooms and bleachers were painted to refresh the facility. Emergency procedures were updated to include electrical equipment. Information on the score clock. The cost estimate will be provided at budget time. It is anticipated that the installation cost will be, for the entire thing, purchase and installation around $110,000. Audio system, the director has reached out to a sound technician to have whatever issues they have resolved. The current club, the ice plant is turned on. It will take a few weeks for the ground to reach freezing temperature. It's checked twice today, and they're in process of sourcing a replacement pump. Playgrounds continue to be checked daily. They have been sourcing parts to replace damaged equipment. Staffing and training transitioned back into the winter schedule, 16-hour days and 7 days a week. CSR Director Demers has been nominated to represent the province at the CPRA National Symposium Forward Together. The summit is the first of its kind, a national gathering of leaders, practitioners, partners from across Canada's recreation and park sector, as well as working with those in adjacent fields, such as health, equity, and climate resilience. Just to note, it's great to see our director representing the province. They're the ones that voted him in. There's no systems report this month. Special events for November 28th to the 30th, there's a rec hockey tournament. No recommendations, and please accept update as provided.
Thank you, Councillor Winters. Do we have a seconder, please? Moved by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion on the update from Councillor Winters? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
None against. Motion carried. Okay, that's it for committee reports. We move into approval of checks, and if Councillor Rumble could please put forward a motion to approve the checks.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion that we adopt checks, or that we accept the adoption of checks in the amount of $732,839.70, and that's for the period of October the 17th until October the 28th.
Okay, thank you. Motion, seconder, please. Second by Councillor Dyson. Any comments on the checks? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
None against. Motion carried. Okay, so now we'll move into Councillors' Forum. So just to give us councillors an opportunity to say what they want to say and what's on their mind. And over the last little while, for those that are new, it's a forum for you to basically speak your mind on issues within the town. So I think I'll start with Councillor Rumble on the end there, please.
Wasn't 100% ready. I was thinking I was going to sneak away. Okay. Thank you, Mayor. It is early days for us as the 14th Council. So we have been orientating to the best of our ability. We owe a huge thank you to the staff of the town of Happy Valley Goose Bay, who have provided us, the 14th Council, with a tour of the town's facilities, and also did a presentation to council by staff members of their roles and responsibilities. So in order to be good councillors, we need to have a whole holistic vision of what goes into the running of the town. So on behalf of all council, I'm sure I'd like to just, really thank everybody who has done their part to make sure that we have as much information as possible, and it is greatly appreciated, and especially because our facility tour took place on a Sunday, so we acknowledge that we had staff that accommodated us, and everybody that interacted with us was a wealth of knowledge, and we all are able to walk away with probably more information than we ever need to know about waste removal and all kinds of fun stuff like that. So thank you to the town staff. I'd like to mention Small Business Week, which is just behind us, which happened from the 19th to the 25th of October. and was actually capped off on the 25th by the Labrador Traditions Craft Fair, which is another opportunity to showcase our small businesses, our local businesses. So I think we all recognize how fortunate we are to have such a great small business community. We have, if you look at who donates prizes, who sponsors organizations, who helps out, it's our small businesses. We are not a community with a Walmart or a Canadian Tire, so we really, really appreciate the small businesses that are here in Happy Valley-Goose Bay and all they contribute. As a follow-up to that, I'd also like to mention that the Labrador North Chamber of Commerce has just released their Small Business Awards nominees, and so everybody is a winner, especially just for being nominated. But when you see things like that, it just, it's easy to sometimes get bogged down in the negative and the not so great aspects of our town. And boy, I tell you, the small businesses, the community support for them, we should all be proud that we have such a great variety of small business owners in our community. We are about to encounter Halloween. And the trunk or treat will happen from 5 to 7 at the arena parking lot. And we also have Howell-O-Ween, H-O-W-L, which will be occurring from 1 to 3. So Halloween on Friday, October 31st. For pet owners, Howell-O-Ween from 1 to 3. The town always proudly takes part in this event. So I think our animal control officer takes the lead on that, and she will be stationed at Kinsman Park. But anybody can check it out through social media. There's a list of businesses, again, thank you to our businesses, who are participating in that event. And then at the arena with your two-legged children from 5 o'clock till 7 at the arena parking lot. Just another reminder as well, we can see, I'm looking over here at the window, and it is so dark so early. So with all those little people out going from door to door on a Friday evening, just remind our residents to be extra diligent and make sure that we drive carefully and safely. The town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay, our Community Service and Recreation Department, hosts a pumpkin walk at Kinsman Park. And this year, they're going to be doing that as a 2-day event. So that's going to be both November 1st and November 2nd, Saturday and Sunday, where you'll get the opportunity to come out to Kinsman Park. And for people like myself, I love carving pumpkins. Instead of just tossing them in the garbage the next day, what we're encouraging our residents to do is to take those pumpkins and place them along the walking path at Kinsman Park. And people will have an opportunity to view all these beautifully carved pumpkins. And I do believe on the town's Facebook page that they are offering prizes for the little ones that show up in costume, or there's a chance to win a prize. So free hot chocolate, come dressed in your costume, prize for best costume. And this is Saturday, November 1st from 9 to 5, as well as Sunday, November 2nd from 9 to 5. Tooting our own horn, the town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay just received a Luminary Award. Very, very, very proud of this. Take Charge NL has awarded the town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay a Luminary Award in the category of innovation, and this is for our electric bus transit system. So kind of a big deal. It's, it's really nice to be recognized in this way, and we've got an award coming, I do believe. We have it coming in the mail to us, and we'll proudly display that. But it's nice to be acknowledged as a leader, I guess, in the electric transit and the public transit system. Many people will have seen, either in person or on our social media, that there is a Remembrance Day crosswalk now painted at the Royal Canadian Legion intersection. And hats off to our staff as well as Serco, who provided us with the stencil. So it's very nice to see that. It's, what is it, the end of October now, so it's only another 2 weeks away. And so recognizing the veterans, and it's a very nice thing to say. November the 5th is bonfire night, so at 6 o'clock we will begin free skating and our bonfire at the arena, and we hope to see everybody out for that. Just a couple of other little things. Our town's Instagram page is now live, so that's something where people have been able to, and really taking advantage. I believe we've had an increased usage of our Facebook page, but for anybody who is a frequent Instagram user, our new Instagram handle, at Town of Happy Valley Goose Bay. So, you can check that out if that's your preferred method of social media. I want to say that I'm a little bit disappointed to hear Mr. Dillon state that there's no paving beyond the end of this week. It is unfortunate. It is something that, we had really hoped when this project was contracted and approved that we would have that done by now. So, like many others, we share your disappointment. But we are, again, it's a project that has been contracted, so we know it will get done. It's just unfortunate that it's taking a little longer than we expected. Councillor Compton Hobbs touched on fireworks in her protective services report, and I just want to reassure the residents that have reached out to us that we are still working to make a comprehensive and structured firework policy. There were a large number of fireworks that were held without a permit in recent weeks. Thank you to whoever applied for a permit for this coming Friday, because when the whole point of the permitting process, it isn't that it stops fireworks from happening, but for people who need to prepare for those situations, it gives them that advance notice. So I think that that's great. And the only other thing I had was just to touch on, and I'm sure it'll be touched in greater detail, but I just wanted to touch on that we hear the residents' concerns regarding public safety, that there is a strategy and a plan being put in place, and I know that other councillors will, provide greater detail on that. And that is all the items on my list. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor. I'll move on over to Councillor Odell, please.
So I guess Councillor Rummel touched on pretty much a lot
Well,
of the
that's the
points.
beauty of letting her go
Yeah,
first.
So I motion that we make her go first every single time. He starts all the time. So no, good points that she made with regards to a lot of those topics. Again, I just want to reiterate on this Saturday to the community that it is imperative that you do show up, voice your concerns and opinions, and opportunity to forward some options or suggestions to how we move forward. Again, as Councillor Rummel said, there's going to be more discussion with the council as they have their turn to talk, but again, it's imperative that we do get out and join together as a community and to look this dead in the eye and come up with some solutions to solve our issues. With regards to some of the policies and regulations within the community, I know I'm starting to review as many as I can, a bit at a time, after talking to the municipal enforcement officer, as well as his abilities to enforce certain things. I realize that there are some things within our regulations that provide very little recourse on actions. So again, personally, in my mind, I think we need to review what we have as regulations. Where we go with this, I'm not sure. I'm assuming, I know for sure that the CAO will direct me in the right direction with regards to what we can and can't do. But again, we need to make sure that, in my mind anyhow, as a councillor and as a community member, that if there's offences being occurring within this community, that there is some recourse for them actions. Again, this is new for me. I'm definitely enjoying what I'm doing and working with this community and this council to find solutions for this community. And as Councillor Rummel said, We have a great base for small businesses here. We don't have the Walmarts and the Canadian Towers, but we do have everything that anybody would require on a day-to-day basis. We just do it in multiple stores rather than just one, which is hats off to this community and the small business owners. With regards to that, that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. I'll move on over to Councillor Williams.
So I spoke to some councillors and some staff prior to being elected here, and you told me it was going to be busy, so I'm just going to say you didn't lie at all. It's been busy. It's been a huge learning curve. There's still lots I have to learn, but I appreciate the mentorship of everybody sitting around this table, not just other councillors, deputy mayor or the mayor, the staff as well. I think that without good staff, without a good circle around us, we're not going to get anything done, and I really appreciate like you said, the tour around the community. I got real excited at the water sewer treatment plant. That was really exciting. But no, it's been great. It's been absolutely wonderful. I am growing more confident, and I think I will throughout this. But I do want to, just like Councillor Rumble, Councillor Odell mentioned, I appreciate the move towards recognizing the need for public safety. I think other previous councils also did this, but I do think that we are moving towards something that we're going to be working with the community better on. I think it's important. And the only thing, you did mention 97% of the things that we needed to, and I appreciate that, but it was noted on Facebook, and I appreciate the nod to our Special Olympics Howling Huskies. Did win gold in the Sharon Manning second annual bocce tournament over the weekend. We had a beautiful weekend in Lab West, and I really appreciated the time spent with athletes, and we brought home the gold for the second year in a row.
Thank you.
Yay, Howling Huskies.
That's it for you, Councillor?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move into Councillor Winters now.
Thank you, Mayor. I just gonna see that, like, with these forms, everyone brings up what you want to say, but then it's always nice to have Councillor Romo go first, so you don't have to speak so long. It's good to see new council and old councillors on board. I'm looking forward to working with you guys over the next 4 years. I mean, this is our second meeting, so we've got about another 90 to go. Just one thing that I want to mention is with regards to the public safety, and this is going to be an ongoing thing, I think, for this council for the next little while. It brings up what Councillor Compton House said in the report, was that we didn't already meet with the RCMP. But what I liked most about that was our MHA was there, and here is passion, and looking forward to working with him over the next few years. Like, it's not to say that other ones didn't do it, but to hear his voice and hear his support at this point. Hopefully he gets a ministerial position. But everything with regards to public safety is going to have to go through the province. And having a close relationship with our MHA and our premier, that's the only way we're going to get anything done around here. So I just wanted to have a shout out to our MHA, to hear his, like I said, to hear his passion behind what he's saying and the support that we're going to get from now on. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Dyson, please.
Thank you. Just want to make a point before I mention a few other things. With regards to the discretionary land use regulations, just wanted to make sure that the public knows that there were several other letters submitted to the town besides the one with the multiple signatures. And with regards to the province did say that you do not have to be living in the vicinity to have a voice and to speak up on something that affects somewhere in your community. So you could live anywhere in the community and you are still allowed to oppose something in a different part of the community. So the idea that you have to be living on that street to oppose it is that's not the case. The province actually verified that for me. So anybody who wants information, I encourage you to reach out to the Department of Municipal Affairs if you have any questions, as I did. So on a go-forward basis, you'll be more informed on what you can and can't do. But I just wanted to make sure that I noted that there were other letters of opposition as well. With regards to what Dion mentioned about making sure everybody knows what's happening on Saturday, I think it's really important for people to share that, whether you're sharing it on social media, whether you're calling your friends, talking to your neighbors. You know, we do have a lot of seniors, like as the mayor indicated, who aren't on social media, and I think it's really important that they know, because, you know, realistically, a lot of our seniors don't have access to the internet, so they're not seeing what's on social media or what's online. So that's really important. Big thank you to my buddy Ray at Circle for that crosswalk. I won't tell you a few of the comments that he made to me in social media, but it's always good. We always banter back and forth. Great to see that the heat is on at the arena last night. Thankful. That's really good. With regards to the bus tour, nobody mentioned that Jill cried. Jill cried when she seen the seniors' development and couldn't really speak very much. And of course, me and Jackie just kind of laughed at her.
She's waiting for retirement.
She was very, very
Can't
emotional
wait,
to
can't
see
wait.
that,
It's
which is
beautiful.
great. I will encourage everybody to, if you know of some home-based businesses that are operating that are not licensed, I would hope that the public comes forward to let the town know that. I think that the list of home-based businesses is on the town website, right?
There is a registry, we're just
Yeah.
not quite sure what's listed on there at the moment.
Okay. I'm
Something
just
that
wondering
the
if
market
there,
is working on.
yeah, I'm just wondering if there's a way that it can be made more public, because, you know, there are inquiries about that, of course. Some congratulations to Pike's Home Hardware, who received a national award. Very well deserved. A great supporter in the community. Congratulations to, I suppose it's congratulations, to my former boss, Stanley Oliver, who has just accepted a position as Special Projects Lead. We talked about, you know, we missed the bus on Muskrat Falls and we missed the bus on Voisey's Bay and a lot of these projects. In the position that Stan has taken on through the chamber, I have a lot of confidence. I think the town will have a lot of confidence in his ability to have that at the forefront. So that's all with regards to special projects. Big congratulations to Keith Russell on his win, of course. And I know that Keith's going to work closely with the council, and I'm looking forward to that. We attended the RCMP ball, of course, some of us, and the proceeds of that going to the Meals on Wheels program is great. I don't know what the final count was on that, but it was a really nice event. Lastly, you know, condolences, of course, to the Perot family, the Bowers family, family of Lee Party, and, of course, our buddy Hank Finashaway. I mean, everybody knows Hank. So, you know, everybody is great as seeing the impact, the friendliness of Hank around and where you'd see him. You know, you still think of him when you're going into Mary Brown's and into Skipper Joe's and seeing him on the street. So, big condolences to those families. But that's it for me.
Thank you, Councillor. Deputy Mayor, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I had a bunch of stuff wrote down that Councilor Rumbold said, so can you put her last from here on in for the next 4 years? Of course, Orientation Day, that was a great day. It was good for, you know, all the council to get out, and thank you to the staff. They were very professional and, you know, very well versed in each department. So that was a great day for all of the council, especially the new councilors. I was going to talk about Halloween safety, you know, to the drivers out there, drive with caution wherever you can, because there's going to be people out around full force on Friday for Halloween. I wanted to touch on, and of course thanking the staff for the crosswalk, lest we forget. That's great, you know, to see in the community, and a lot of people, you know, are grateful for that. So thank you to the staff for that. I want to touch on the new bike trail. I've heard concerns already. I've mentioned it to management. ATVs are going to be driving crazy down there with no regard for bikers and walkers. So I'm very concerned about that. We've talked about bollards. I think I'm saying that right. Bollards that need to be installed on that bike trail, and that's something that can't wait, because
people, you know, we can put out our public service announcements that ATVs, side-by-sides, whatever, four-wheelers are not permitted on that bike trail, but we will still continue to see people on there. So we need to take action on that, because I think someone's gonna get seriously injured if we don't put those bollards in there. The other thing I want to touch on, it comes up quite often, is long-term care, personal care homes. Long-term care, we still have over 20 patients sitting on the patient ward at the hospital. I know this is not a council issue, but I certainly think that we should be advocating and really lobbying the government to see more long-term care units here. Whether, you know, there's talk of the old Padden home, I don't know where that's going, but when we have our first meeting with the Premier and our MHA, that needs to be on our agenda. It's, you know, it's a big issue here in the community. And lastly, I want to talk about public safety. And, you know, I could sit here tonight and be very angry and upset and emotions roll out, but that's not going to help me. I was, you know, one of the victims of these 4 fires. I lost over $40,000 worth of you know, items in that fire. So, you know, it's not good. It's our community public safety is certainly out of control. It's at another level, because 5 more minutes I probably would have burned in that house. So, if, you know, someone hadn't come along and alerted us. Scary. People are on edge, not just me. I'm a resident of this community as well. So public safety has been a concern for me for many years. And, you know, 4th term on this council, we talked about it, we talked about it, we talked about it, we talked about it, we talked about it. We've tried to put things in place, but it's only getting worse in our community. So to see this community public safety gathering on Saturday that we've all agreed to, everybody to stand solid, you know, in solidarity, our CMP, fire department, MEO, our MHA, our MP Philip Earl, and I would like to see the Lawrence O'Brien Center full to the brim, because if you go on social media, people are steady. They have been for years. Don't be a keyboard warrior. Come out and support us. If you want action, I guarantee you, I am not going to let this drop. Public safety is at a new level. Too many people's lives are at risk. We still have arsonists out there, so it's not good. I don't want, you know, it's no good for people to be up A&W sitting around talking about public safety, or down Tim Hortons, or in the co-op, or at the post office, or at Northmart. Come out and join us on Saturday. Let's stand united as a community, and let's fight this head on, and let's try to find a solution. I am more than willing to, I have been for years, talking about public safety, and I want to find a solution for everyone. So let's come together Saturday. It's going to be not a nice day. It's going to be raining, so it's a nice time to be at the Lawrence O'Brien Center, 1 p.m. on Saturday. Come out and join us. Even if you just come there to listen, you don't have to come and speak. Just come and listen and stand with us, and let's try to find a solution for this issue. And before I finish, you know, I was the victim of this fire Friday night, and I cannot thank the fire department, the fire volunteers, and the RCMP. They were outstanding with me Friday night. And, you know, the fire department and the volunteers were up all night, back to back to back fires. I don't think we could wrap our heads around, any of us, unless we were in their shoes, the dedication that comes with that position. And you cannot thank them enough. So anytime you come across a firefighter or volunteer firefighter, RCMP, thank them. Like Dion. Because without them, I tell you, I don't know. And I witnessed it firsthand Friday night, and you just cannot thank them enough. And I thank the staff, too, before I close. And that's it for me, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I'm not going to rehash everything that everyone else had said, because a lot's been said here tonight, but I too wanted to thank the staff and during our transition from the 13th to the 14th council. The orientation sessions I thought were very informative, and the tour, as all councillors have indicated, I think it provided everybody with a deeper understanding of and appreciation of the town's operations and the dedication that our staff puts into keeping this town running each and every day. And I believe that's our biggest strength. As you know, the strength is collaborating and working closely with town staff and with all employees of the town, and you know, have mutual respect and a shared purpose, which is to make our town better and make our town better for the future as well. I know somebody mentioned the Bowers family and Mr. Panashway, Hank, and the Pearl family. I look up on the board there earlier, and I see Arthur Rich's name up there, first elected council of the town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay. Mr. Rich passed away earlier this month as well, and certainly want to send condolences to his family. Can't imagine 51 years ago, or 50, yeah, it's 51 years ago, that the first council of Happy Valley-Goose Bay was sworn in. And then I look at Mr. Reg Bowers, serving on the 11th council, almost 40 years after that. So here we are now, two councillors that are that passed on. Yes, the public safety issue. Well, first of all, the bike trail. I've been getting a few inquiries about that as well. People are a little concerned because it's new in town. It's a nice wide walking trail that's definitely going to be abused by those on the ATVs and whatnot. And I would like nothing better than for us to be in a position to seize every unauthorized motorized vehicle that utilizes that trail. I know we are unable to do anything but moving violations at this point, but it's something that we're also working towards as a council to try and have the authority to do that. Of course, public safety, I'm not going to add too much other than the fires this past weekend really shaken our sense of safety in our community. And council certainly shares the concerns and the frustrations and the urgencies that residents are feeling at this time. As the deputy mayor indicated, you know, there's an arsonist still on the loose. We haven't heard of any updates yet. But I want to thank our volunteer firefighters and our fire department, the emergency responders and the RCMP for their quick actions on Friday night. And the CAO, of course, I was getting text messages from the CAO at 5:12 in the morning, and so I said, my God, she's up late tonight, or she's up really early, one or the other. So, and so I saw those, and then another one came about 3 hours later, and I think Councillor Odell, you were on your fourth fire at that point.
Yeah.
So it's been a long night for you, and
so kindly brought us breakfast.
yeah.
We
So
appreciate it very much at that hour today. So
yeah. So thank you, and those who you know, put their lives at risk and protect us every single day. Public safety is not negotiable. I mean, it's a fundamental right that we all have to be protected in our communities and our homes, and you know, and I know that it's a responsibility of the province for policing and public safety, but we can't sit by and just be idle. I mean, we really need to take this to a different level, maybe a different approach. You know, I think working together with everybody that are affected by this, no matter who they are, is very important, because by working together we can accomplish much more than working against. And we have been working with the RCMP, and we'll continue to support their efforts. We had a meeting with the RCMP this week, and we're hoping that we can build on that relationship better than it has been, and we can move some of these issues forward. Again, the community public safety gathering on Saturday, just want to stress that this is not a protest. It's a show of strength, solidarity, and a shared commitment by everybody that will attend to make our town safe. And the resolution that Deputy Mayor brought forward tonight, again, was the first time, I believe, in my recollection anyway, that we've actually had a formal motion put forward calling on the provincial government to take this issue very seriously. So I guess as a council, we do encourage the provincial government to take this as a top priority for our community. But we need the resources and we need the supports, and that's where the provincial government has to come in. I'm really looking forward to working with our MHA, with our Member of Parliament, or anybody for that matter, to try and help us deal with the impacts of this serious issue in our community. Again, the Lawrence O'Brien Centre at 1 o'clock on Saturday. I encourage residents to show up as a show of support and solidarity behind those who are trying to make a difference in our community. And with that, I will call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved by Deputy Mayor. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.